In South Korea's most prestigious high school, where the elite 1% congregates, Han Ju-woo struggles to fit in. Once the brightest student in his modest former school, surrounded by geniuses here, he finds himself near the bottom of the class, particularly in math, an essential subject for college admissions. While his wealthy classmates can afford tutors and boot camps, Ju-woo relies on student welfare and can't access such resources. His math teacher, Mr. Kim Gun-ho, warns him that his grades won't secure entry into a prestigious college, suggesting he consider transferring. One night, Ju-woo's roommates give him money to buy snacks and alcohol, but he's caught by the night guard Lee Hok-sung on his return. Despite pressure from Mr. Kim to reveal others involved, Ju stays loyal and remains silent, earning respect from his classmate Park Borum, but also leading to his temporary expulsion from the dorms. After class, Ju's roommates offer him money as thanks, but he refuses, valuing their friendship. They brainstorm ways to get snacks without detection, but Hok-sung's presence as a guard, dubbed the Kami officer for being a North Korean defector, complicates matters. Meanwhile, Hok-sung, struggling with his health due to night shifts and sleeping pills, faces limited job options as a defector, resigning himself to his current role unless the doctor can secure him another job. Back in his apartment, he finds solace in mundane activities like caring for his turtle and solving Sudoku puzzles. The next day, Ju is expelled from the dorms, teased by Borum, who had hoped for more from him. He returns to his family's apartment, diligently cleaning before his widowed mother returns from work, proud to see her son in his prestigious school uniform, symbol of her hard work in raising him. Unable to bring himself to tell his mother he has nowhere to sleep, Ju instead claims he's just visiting and must return to school. Caught in the rain on his way back, he seeks shelter in the school's deserted lab, but is discovered by Hok-sung, the guard. Learning that Ju has no place to stay, Hok-sung invites him to his office, where Ju falls asleep. In the morning, Hok-sung finds Ju's difficult math homework unfinished and completes it. When Ju discovers his homework done perfectly, Borum notices and urges him to report it, but he chooses not to. Grateful for the help, Ju seeks tutoring from Hok-sung, who refuses and kicks him out. Witnessing even classmates' private tutors struggling with the math problems emphasizes Hok-sung's prowess. Ju persistently follows him, begging for tutoring, until Hok-sung overhears teachers discussing welfare students with neglectful parents, including Ju. When Ju confronts him again, Hok-sung advises him against self-pity and suggests transferring. Ju expresses his frustration at unequal opportunities, prompting Hok-sung to agree to tutor him, requesting payment in strawberry milk. The next day, Hok-sung visits his friend at Jichol, who aided his relocation to South Korea as the lead for North Korean defector support in Seoul. Together, they engage in board games and heartfelt conversations. When Jichol gifts Hok-sung the lamps he needed, Hok-sung insists on paying, emphasizing he didn't immigrate for charity. As night falls, Hok-sung places the lamps in the abandoned lab to facilitate secret tutoring sessions with Ju. They establish 3 rules: secrecy, focusing solely on math-related questions, and Hok-sung teaching without concern for grades or tests. Initially, Ju swiftly solves a seemingly basic math problem, only for Hok-sung to challenge him with a deeper perspective. Feeling deceived, Ju protests, but Hok-sung emphasizes the importance of understanding the question's essence, not just finding the answer. Reflecting on their progress, Hok-sung recalls receiving a pen prize called Epsilon in his youth, symbolizing insignificance, a poignant memory. After the lesson, Ju, still homeless, stays with Hok-sung, discovering his love for classical music. Discussing composers distracts Hok-sung from Ju's inquiries about his past. Ju plays music on his phone, captivating Hok-sung with its quality, allowing him a restful sleep. Awakening late the next day, Hok-sung finds Ju already departed for class. Mr. Kim delivers significant news to his math students. Instead of final exams, they'll compete in a prestigious Pythagoras math competition, expected to yield gold medals. While the teens are apprehensive due to the short preparation time, Mr. Kim remains resolute. Ju diligently attends daily math classes with Hok-sung, catching Borum's attention due to his frequent purchase of strawberry milk. During a challenging exercise, Hok-sung insists Ju manually calculate the solution, emphasizing understanding over rote memorization. Hours later, Ju succeeds, and Hok-sung illustrates Bernhard Riemann's approach to intimate problem-solving, underscoring the essence of mathematical comprehension. As Ju's proficiency grows, he receives distressing news. A close friend plans to transfer back to their former school, deeming their current situation unworthy. Borum attempts to empathize, but Ju feels mocked, perceiving their situations as fundamentally different. Their discussion is interrupted by Borum's mother, who reprimands her for associating with a welfare student. Despite being technically on welfare herself, Borum's family wealth shields her from financial aid scrutiny. Her mother's overbearing attitude extends to her extracurricular pursuits, leading her to hire Mr. Kim as Borum's private tutor illegally. That night, Ju confides in Hoksang about his friend's departure, contemplating his own choices. Encouraging resilience, Hoksang underscores the significance of courage over mere intellect. Demonstrating Ju's progress through corrected exercises, Hoksang inspires him to persist. As Ju's dorm suspension concludes, he admits missing his time with Hoksang, highlighting their growing bond. The next day, Borum offers Ju strawberry milk along with an apology note, and upon noticing his distraction, follows him to the abandoned lab, uncovering his secret. After expressing gratitude to Hoksang for looking after Ju, she seeks permission to visit occasionally, which Hoksang grants on the condition of secrecy. Borum jestingly refers to him as the Kami officer, a term that perplexes Hoksang, who clarifies he was exempt from military service for undisclosed reasons. Spotting students sneaking around the campus, Hoksang opts not to intervene, mindful of Ju's previous encounter. During another interaction, Ju queries Hoksang's passion for math, prompting him to elucidate his journey from studying for scholarships to discovering the beauty of mathematics, eventually falling in love with it. They invite Borum to join Hoksang at the piano, where he teaches her a musical trick, using the digits of pi to create a melody. In a subsequent math class, Ju challenges Mr. Kim's answer to an exercise, citing Hoksang's teachings about incorrect questions. However, Mr. Kim rebukes him, emphasizing adherence to expected solutions over correctness. Unfazed, Ju asserts his commitment to providing the right answers, leading to his punishment of standing outside the class. Later, Ju informs Mr. Kim of his decision not to transfer, while Giko gifts Hoksang a smartphone for easier communication. Ju notices Hoksang engrossed in reading lengthy theses on the tiny screen, prompting him to enlist a classmate's help to print the documents as a gift. The following day marks the Pythagoras test, with Ju excelling thanks to Hoksang's tutelage. While Borum initially performs well, recalling the musical trick, the outcome remains uncertain. Borum's frustration peaks during the Pythagoras test, leading her to abruptly leave the classroom, prompting her mother to fabricate a trip to avoid scrutiny. Despite Ju's attempts to reach out, his messages go unanswered. Later, Borum secures free concert tickets but fails to attend, leaving Ju and Hoksang to enjoy the performance, moving Hoksang to tears. Following the concert, Hoksang invites Ju for dinner, marking the first time Ju witnesses him eat. Meanwhile, the Pythagoras test leak causes turmoil for the teachers, who risk dismissal unless the culprit is identified. While shopping at a bookstore, a stranger recognizes Hoksang, a fellow North Korean, causing discomfort by assuming Ju is his son. Hoksang evades further questions, reminiscent of happier times with his son Taeyeon, including shared dinners and buying strawberry milk. On TV, news breaks of a North Korean mathematician named Lee Hak-sung potentially solving the Riemann hypothesis, sparking interest from Ji-chul and Ju-woo. However, Hoksang rebuffs Ju's inquiries about the matter. Mr. Kim's dilemma worsens when security footage implicates Ju-woo in the test leak. Mr. Kim offers Ju-woo a transfer deal to avoid public blame, leveraging the circumstances against him. As rumors swirl about Ju-woo's involvement, Borum becomes distressed, knowing the truth. Meanwhile, Ji-chul faces pressure from North Korea regarding Hoksang's discoveries, prompting a request for Hoksang to clarify matters on TV. Despite Hoksang's newfound fame, an old colleague's visit to persuade his return to North Korea only sours relations further. Ultimately, Hoksang remains grateful for years of protection despite the challenges he faces, including unwanted attention and pressure from various quarters. As Hak-sung prepares to leave town, Ji-chul returns his discarded research document, which Hak-sung believes led to his son's death, refusing to publicize it. Ju-woo arrives but opts to stay outside upon hearing their heated exchange. Hak-sung's anger stems from the belief that the research costs his son's life, straining his relationship with Ju-woo, whom he views solely as a student. After Ji-chul's departure, Ju attempts to reason with Hak-sung, but the latter rebuffs him, rejecting any notion of a deeper connection beyond tutor and student. Meanwhile, Borum calls Ju-woo, upset about the framing, but he tersely ends the call, signaling the end of their association. At the bus station, Hak-sung hallucinates seeing his son's face on a stranger, triggering memories of his tragic death. Taeyeon, angered by Hak-sung's decision to flee to the south, ultimately attempts to return north, but is fatally shot by Border Patrol. Meanwhile, Ju sneaks into his home to forge transfer papers using his sleeping mother's stamp, presenting them to Mr. Kim the next day. Mr. Kim approves of Ju's decision, affirming it as the right move. As Hak-sung hides in a hotel, Ji-chul attempts to locate him for a TV appearance, surprised by Borum's news of Ju's transfer. The Pythagoras Awards ceremony approaches, with Ju leaving school when Borum unexpectedly arrives, dragging him to the auditorium. During the ceremony, Professor O announces the recent theorem proof, prompting Hak-sung to interrupt, arriving just in time after freeing his turtle. Presenting his pen as proof, Professor O welcomes him to give a speech, allowing Hak-sung to share his story. After making a lighthearted remark about his guard duties, Hak-sung reveals that he was Juwoo's math tutor and presents the printed thesis as evidence of his innocence regarding the test leak. He exposes Mr. Kim as the culprit, causing Mr. Kim to depart in shame and anger. Hak-sung shares his backstory, explaining his defection from North Korea to pursue math without contributing to weapon development. Despite his remorse for the consequences, Juwoo never viewed him negatively and remained loyal to their secret, even at the cost of his own future. Tearfully, Hak-sung apologizes and thanks Juwoo for his unwavering belief, prompting Ji-chul, who had been listening, to leave without mentioning the TV interview. However, he waits outside to offer Hak-sung a ride and surprises him with a legal South Korean passport and tickets to leave town, ensuring his safety. Sometime later, Ji-chul visits Juwoo to deliver Hak-sung's parting gift, a famous pen mentioned in the initial thesis draft. 3 years later, Juwoo, now in college, visits the prestigious Oberwolfach Research Institute for Mathematics, where Hak-sung works. Juwoo surprises him with strawberry milk and a hug, leading to a profound discussion about math, signaling the conclusion of their journey. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching you.